Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Whether it's hopping from state to state following presidential candidates or chasing breaking news wherever it happens, journalists like Tim Carney cover lots of ground. And through his travels, he kept coming back to the same question. Why do some communities thrive while others bomb?
I wanted to know why so many people thought the American dream was dead, because I think that attitude of hopelessness itself causes all sorts of bad outcomes. I saw numbers about deaths of despair going up. That's suicides, drug abuse, alcohol abuse. You even see the lifespans shortening. So I knew something was wrong out there, and I wanted to figure out what it was. And too many of the explanations were just about economics, or they were blaming people. Oh, these are deplorables clinging to their guns and Bibles and not willing to take care of themselves. And I knew that those explanations were wrong.
So he hit the road, dug into the data, and compared communities from the bustling to the busted.
And the biggest difference was the strength of community institutions, particularly in Middle America. It was the strength of churches. Those were the places where they were strong and bringing people together regularly. You had better outcomes. And where they were disappearing and population was disappearing, the people left behind were really struggling.
Popular culture likes to paint the dark picture of religion in America, he writes, but the actual data point the other way. In other words, if you want to be happy and thrive, go to church. We know President Trump enjoyed enthusiastic support among evangelicals in the 2016 election, but Carney's research also paints a clearer picture of those so-called forgotten men and women Trump resonated with early in his campaign.
You write that to explain Trump's core supporters, many commentators pointed to the factories that were closing, but they should have been pointing to the churches that were closing.
Early on, I think his core supporters were the ones who heard him say, the American dream is dead. And where that sounded the most true were the places where they didn't have any more of the Friday fish fries, where they didn't have any more the high school football games that everyone was going to, where the local library had shut down, where parents weren't involved in the schools. Those are the places that the American dream seemed most dead, even more important than the economic factors.
What is the American dream? Is it the things that accompany the American dream, or are those things actually the American dream, like potlucks and going to Christmas concerts and T-ball?
That's exactly right. So many people have an economic explanation of the American dream. I think that that's related, but it's off base. It's not owning a home. It's not making a ton of money. It really is being connected, usually through an institution, to your neighbors, to other people who share the same common higher purpose.
But good old-fashioned neighborliness can be hard to find. Technology increasingly keeps us inside our homes, disconnected from our communities. There's also the problem of Big Brother. As government spending increases, faith-based charities decrease.
Another big thing is a push by some politicians for secularization. There's a belief that the church doesn't belong in the public square, that you should just sort of go back and only do sort of worship services on Sunday. That's a new idea, and it's a really dangerous idea, because for the middle class in America and the working class, church has always been the main place where they get connection, where they get a little safety net, where they get a sense of purpose.
You write, more of America is a wasteland of alienation, less of America is the village. And you know, so many people remember Hillary Clinton's "It Takes a Village," right? Yeah. And it does, according to you.
It does take a village to raise a child. Now, whatever Hillary Clinton meant by that, she might have meant a government program. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about neighbors. I'm talking about a church organization that runs a sign-up list so people are bringing you food when your baby is born. I'm talking about older couples that can tell you, here's what to expect when your kid becomes a teenager.
So what's the solution?
So if I accomplish anything with Alienated America, it's hoping that somebody's going to go out there and say, you know what, I'm going to start up a new club in my town. I am going to start up a new ministry in my church. That's what I'm hoping, because that does happen in America. It used to happen more, and it can happen again.
If you do it, Carney's research suggests you'll be happier, find an invaluable support system, and on your way to living the American dream. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.